I've been wasting my time. I don't know what I can get you.
Tiffany said, "Man, you gotta coin. You gotta coin that phrase some type of way." But I say this. I say that it's easier to maintain a relationship than it is to repair one. It's easier to maintain. So what we got to do, we have to learn how to do the maintenance in relationship. Because a lot of time, and I'm gonna tell you, men, we are notorious for wanting to. We don't get engaged in the relationship until it breaks down, and now we're trying to repair it. So you say, Eric, why did you come up with that phrase? Because I seen it in action. There's no, listen, by the time you got to replace that motor, what do everybody say? I might as well get me a new car. Come on. Y'all ain't with me. I might as well get me a new car. I'm not finna replace that motor. I'm not finna repair that motor. Listen, I'm not going to repair you, man. Because I've been telling you to do maintenance on me for the past year. I've been telling you that, listen, we need to go to counseling. We need to go on dates. We need to, I want to spend more time with you. All you do is watch a game. You get from in front of that TV. Quit playing that game. I need you to do that. Then all of a sudden, men, you want to come and, when she got her bags at the door, you want to come and you want to say, yeah, I'm ready to listen now. But now you got to repair some things. Oh, yeah, when it's broken like that, it's hard. It's hard to repair.
With what we wanted to do and how we wanted to build legacy for our family. This process of buying and selling real estate is so much more than just buying a piece of land or buying a building. That's what it's about. It's about creating a home for others, establishing our communities, generating wealth, and building legacy. That's my desire. When my kids started, my kids are in there. Well, I have one daughter in her 30s, but she's owned her house now for 10 years. My son just bought his first home. My other two girls, they're in townhouses. I want them to get started early. I actually want them to hang on to those units and keep them so that they can have rental property and generating income that'll pay for their next property. When you're considering moving through these different phases from a buyer to a seller to an investor, use what you got. Use the home that you got now. There are ways that you can actually tap into this investment arena, and you don't have to have a boatload of money. You just got to have the want to. You got to have the desire. You got to do your homework. You got to be diligent about what you want to do. You got to be diligent about securing a position for yourself, for your family, and creating what we're talking about, this legacy that you want to establish for not just you, but you can bring others in this thing too. You can create a network and an investment circle. Bring your siblings, put your kids in there. I have a client, she and her son and her cousin, they've actually started an investment group together. They pool their money together, and they're buying their first house together. So you can do it that way. You can look at pooling resources. You can look at the house that you have currently. Get a home equity line of credit.
Guess I let my feelings take control.
The vision that God gave me about building the home was building it from start to finish. And I'm not going to go into each little detail, but I am going to go into some of the steps that you need to take to build a home. And even though I'm using the analogy of a physical home, I'm actually talking about relationships. And so the first thing that came to mind for me was identifying the place. When you get ready to build your home, you have to find the land, you have to find the place. But in this context, I'm talking about finding your person. Identify the person that you feel like you're at home with. It's where you feel like you're supposed to be. It's who you feel like you're supposed to be with. So it's locating. It's identifying. It is getting connected with. And so then after you have identified the place, then you start to break ground. You know, when you come to a place that hasn't been tilled and a foundation needs to be laid, you have to break that ground so that the foundation can go in deep. And you break that ground, you go deeper, you get to know each other, you expose things, and again, you make way for that solid foundation. If you just lay a foundation on top of the earth, any little storm can come and, you know, just blow you away, just, you know, mess you up. So it's important that you break that ground, that you talk about some dirty stuff. And I don't mean, you know, talking dirty to them. I mean like the stuff that you don't really want to talk about, the stuff that really determines whether we should even be together. You know, what are our morals? What are our values? What do I believe? What do I feel? You know, what is my experience? Things like that. That's when you're breaking that ground. And then you lay the foundation.
So we prioritize effective and respectful communication to ensure a cohesive co-parenting environment. We work together to establish consistent rules, routines, and expectations that promote our child's well-being. So I will say to you, have you given him the opportunity to be involved? You know, do you tell him about things that are going on with the child? See, that goes back to effective communication. I will call my boy's dad, you know, and tell him, hey, or I'll remind him, yes, he's grown. He might not have to be reminded, but I want him to be there. His child wants him to be there. So
Guess I let my feelings take control.